Hey guys, my name is Jess. Welcome back to 44's channel. So last week I started a new series and it's on the 12 laws of the universe. So you may have already seen my first video, which is on the first law, the law of divine oneness. But if you haven't seen it, feel free to stop this video and go check that one out now, or you could of course always watch it after this video. So today's video is going to be about the second law, and that's the law of vibration. Okay, so the law of vibration is a law that not many people know about, which is actually quite funny to me because a lot of people want to manifest things into their lives and they study the law of attraction. But the law of attraction is actually a secondary law and the primary law is the law of vibration. So that basically means that there's this core law, and then from this core law, there's another law that connects onto that. And that second law is not going to work without the first law. But people are studying the second law and they're not realizing that you need to study the core law, which is the law of vibration, in order to understand the law of attraction and in order to actually ultimately attract things into your life. So what is the law of vibration? So last week we spoke about the law of divine oneness. And we said that everything that we see around us, even though it looks different and it looks separate, like example, I look like a human because I am human, and this is a book, and it would be very crazy to think that I'm the same thing as a book. But the law of divine oneness is saying that I am the same as a book and I'm the same as everything around me. We're all made of the same substance, and that's energy. So we're all made out of energy. But this energy is just being expressed in a different way in different places. And that's why that's why I look different to the book, because the energy is expressing itself in a different way. So what's actually happening is that the energy is vibrating at a different frequency. So every single thing around here, even though things look solid, so the book looks solid. Even if I'm sitting still, I look like a solid human. But what's actually happening is that everything around us is in constant movement. Energy never stays still, it's constantly moving. But our eyes just can't see that. It's happening so quickly that our brain doesn't, it kind of chops it out. So we're not comprehending the fact that everything's in movement. And because everything is vibrating at a different speed and a different frequency, that means that we all come across as different things. So this book example has its own vibration. I have my own vibration. And this crystal example has its own vibration. So that's the law of vibration. Everything has its own particular frequency. Okay, so now you might be wondering, okay, cool, but how does that fit into the law of attraction? Well, it really does fit into the law of attraction. And the next video obviously is going to be on the law of attraction. But the law of attraction is basically saying that like energy attracts like energy. So basically, if I have a frequency, I'm going to attract things that match that frequency. So that's why it's extremely important. If you're trying to manifest something, you have to get in tune with that frequency that you're trying to attract. But we're going to get into that a lot more in obviously next week. I don't really want to go a lot into the law of attraction because this is specifically on the law of vibration. But basically what you need to know is that we as humans, we can change our frequency. So you might have heard people saying oh, how do you raise your vibration? Or that person has a low vibration, or this makes you more vibrant. Or you might have heard people saying, oh, processed foods, example, will lower your vibration. And positive things will heighten your vibration. And then because of that, you can attract a bunch of things into your life and just attract a lot of good energy. So yeah, so in the rest of the video, I'm going to tell you how you can heighten your energy and what you can do to just get your vibration up, because it will be very important going into the next law and when you would like to manifest something into your life. And then just before I go into all the different things that you can do in order to heighten your vibration, I just wanted to say that different emotions have a different frequency of vibration. So your emotions such as joy, enlightenment, peace, love, those are all at the top of the chart. That's like the highest vibration. And then your low vibrations are like guilt, shame, sadness, grief. So those are all at the lower ones. So if you have a particular emotion, say I'm feeling really happy today, like I'm feeling super joyful, then that means that I have a high vibration and I'm going to attract things that match that frequency. But then if I'm of a lower vibration, so if I'm feeling like really shame, well, not that's really bad English, but if I'm feeling really shame, but if I'm feeling a lot of shame over something, then I'm going to have a low vibration and I'm going to attract things that match that level. But as I said, like in the next video, I'll speak more about the law of attraction, because right now this feels like it's becoming a law of attraction video. But yeah, so moving on to all the different things that you can do in order to heighten your vibration and to get up onto those higher emotions, such as like enlightenment and love and joy and peace. So these are the different things that you can do. So the first thing you can do in order to raise your vibration is to meditate. So people who meditate say that it's a very peaceful experience and you can walk away just feeling really connected to everything around you and feeling very in the present. Like it's a very peaceful experience. But then some other people say that, oh, how do you do it? Because I've got so many thoughts in my mind and I can't like still them, and like what is meditation? So I will be making some videos on meditation in the future and how to do it and my own experiences with it. Like meditation has just helped me so much in just accepting, like not getting scared about, oh, what happens if this happens in the future, or like what if this happens, what if this happens. Like meditation has really helped me like not be so anxious about what's going on in the future or stuff that's happened in the past. Like it's just let me be. And like that's the thing, that's what meditation is. It's not necessarily not having any thoughts, but it's just really being present with those thoughts, and to not be in those thoughts, but to notice the thoughts and to have awareness of the fact that you have thoughts. Because a lot of the time when we're stressing about the future and we're thinking about the past, we're not actually present. Like an elephant could walk past and we don't even notice because we're so worried about the future. And like what meditation is basically saying is to like step back into your body and be aware of the elephant walking past. Because it's like there's all these incredible things around you and you're not even noticing any of it because you're living in some land, you're like living in your head, you're living in something that doesn't even exist, some imaginary scenario thing. So that's all meditation is. It's not saying like you need to have completely no thoughts or anything like that, but it's just saying like to have awareness of those thoughts. So if you would like to meditate, I would suggest getting the app called Insight Timer. That's the app that I use. There's obviously a bunch of different apps, but like I'm a supporter of this app because I've been using it for really long. And I'll include the information in the description box. And then the second thing that you can do in order to raise your vibration is to eat healthily. So it's suggested that you eat things that are alive and aren't like cooked or processed or anything like that. So like eating vegetables and fruit that are raw, and other things that are good would be fruit and nuts, herbal tea. I've written a bunch of different things, but raw chocolate is another thing, honey, and then brown rice. So those are all good things to incorporate into your diet. And then, as I said, not eating a lot of processed food or a lot of things that have been dead for a while. So it's like the more live things are are more vibrant, and also things that are like colorful, so like colorful fruits and colorful vegetables. And then also to drink a lot of water. That's another thing that can heighten your vibration. And then in terms of alcohol and drugs and caffeine, so those things you should stay away from because they can lower your vibration. Even though in the moment you could have alcohol, and when you're drunk you can be like, ooh, and you could feel really happy and heightened, but ultimately once you've come off of that high, you can go into a very low vibration. And like I said, like you don't need to cut these down or whatever. Like you can, I mean, as I say, I'm going to give you a list and you can decide what you want to do, but caffeine, drugs and alcohol do ultimately lower your vibration. So another thing you can do in order to raise your vibration is to surround yourself with crystals. So I don't know if you know much about crystals, but they're basically, so this is a crystal and this is rose quartz, and there's like a bunch of different types of crystals and different colors. And the cool thing about crystals is that they each give off a different energy, and different crystals can be used for different things. So rose quartz example is used for love, and then there's a bunch of other ones. I'm not that clued up on crystals yet. I would have to do a lot more research on it. But like hematite example, I used to use that when I moved to Braamfontein, and there was like just heavy energy everywhere and I felt like anxious all the time, and then hematite helped me block that energy out and like rely on my own energy. So like there's a bunch and like tons and tons of different crystals, and each one can be used for different things. I mean, there's like amethyst example is used for like insight and inspiration and intuition, and like moonstone could also be used for that. And there's like tons of other ones that mean different things. Like there's stuff for anxiety or stuff for confidence, or also like if you have aches and pains, different crystals can be used for that. So whatever you'd like to attract into your life, like whatever type of feeling you'd like to have in your life, like definitely look up crystals that symbolize or represent that type of emotion, and then have that around you in your room or wherever you work, or in your car, or just in your house or in the kitchen or wherever, because crystals can just have a very good positive vibe. So another thing that you can do is to listen to music. So I find with me, when I listen to music or when I sing or dance, I automatically feel like my vibration is going up. I feel a lot happier and positive and more like, yeah, like, and I think like music can really get you into a happy space, especially upbeat, happy music. But they say that you should try listen to music that's 432 hertz, because that is apparently the frequency of the universe. So I would definitely recommend, it's kind of like spa music. Like when you go to a spa or get a massage, that's usually the music that they're playing. So there's a bunch of different playlists on YouTube, and then also Spotify, and probably all over the internet. You could go search an album that you like, and then you could listen to it like if you go for a walk, or when you're like doing something like studying or whatever. It's like nice to have it as background music. And then just leading off from what I said about taking a walk and listening to music. So firstly, exercise can really raise your vibration, and not necessarily going off and doing a marathon or doing like 100 sprints. You could take a light walk, or a lot of people do yoga. I find like yoga is a really good one. I don't do a lot of yoga, and I haven't done it in like a few years, but when I did used to do it, it was I definitely felt like my mind was shifted into another space. Like it was completely shifted into a peaceful state. So I definitely recommend trying out yoga, and just doing an exercise that you like. Like don't do the exercise that you hate and is horrible. Like find something that you like, because ultimately if you're enjoying the exercise that you're doing, you're gonna feel a lot more happy. Like you're not gonna feel that happy if you're doing something that you hate. So definitely do the thing that makes you feel happy. Like even if that's just dancing in the kitchen, do whatever it is that makes you happy, because that will raise your vibration. And then leading to exercise and taking a walk, being around nature is another thing that can raise your vibration. So like sitting on the grass among the trees and maybe like stopping and smelling the flower, just like maybe gardening is another one. Nature has a very high frequency, and when you are around things with high frequency, that can shift your frequency. And then just leading off from that, what I said about being around things with high frequency can ultimately shift your energy. So in the same sense, surround yourself with people who have a high vibration. So surround yourself with the people who are dancing and loving life and who have like this good energy. Like when you're around people with a positive energy, you can't help but leave feeling better in a sense. I don't know if you've ever walked in a room and there's been like this very low, heavy energy and everyone's like, is all sad and upset, and like it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel nice when other people have a low vibration, and it feels good when you're around people who are like happy and joyful and are enlightened and like they don't just have to be happy, like, or like, yeah, like some people are just like, you know, like some people can act happy but they're not really happy. Like I mean genuine happiness, grateful people and peaceful people and motivated people and people who would encourage you and support you and love you. Surround yourself with those people and you will end up feeling so much better about yourself, like like completely. You'll feel so much better about yourself when you're around people who do have good energy. And then something else you can do is to set positive intentions. And so that basically means when you wake up in the morning, set a positive intention to have a good day. Or when you're about to eat something, say, this is going to be the best meal of my life. Like you're programming your brain to expect positive things. Like to say, when I'm going to go to the shop, there's going to be all the food that I'm looking for, and I'm looking for this particular dress, and that dress is going to be there. Or when I drive somewhere today, there's only going to be green robots, and I'm going to listen to the best music today and just have a really good day. Setting intentions can really raise your vibration, and like in the next video we'll talk about how that can attract positive things, but like raising your vibration and having like being positive and having a high vibration is going to attract more of those things into your life and give you more reasons to be happy and grateful and excited. And then other things that you can do is gratitude. So as I just said, being grateful for what you have in your life, like that can really change your vibration. And like if you're sitting in a space where you're like, oh, I wish I had this, like I don't have that, I don't have a good relationship, this is this, I'm poor and whatever, like you are putting yourself into a low vibration. But gratitude is helping you see what you already have. And like gratefulness is such a nice feeling because you realize that you actually do have so much in your life that there's just so much to be thankful for. So I would definitely suggest to write down the things that you're grateful for. I did make a video on gratitude jars, so I would definitely suggest that you take a look at that and maybe have one in your own house. And then another thing you can do is to incorporate self-affirmations as well as just positive thoughts into your life. So a positive affirmation is something that you say to yourself all the time, and it's like saying, I am beautiful, I am intelligent. And the thing is, it's like, even though you might sound silly saying those things, they really do help a lot because you're teaching your subconscious those things. And your subconscious doesn't know what's true and what's false. It just accepts anything. So even if you're like, oh no, like I don't like myself, no. It goes into your subconscious, and then your subconscious is the thing that controls your behavior. So your subconscious is responsible for 97% of your behavior, and your conscious, so that's like your thinking mind, your intellect, your reason, your imagination, that is only responsible for like 3% of your behavior. So the thoughts in your head, you're like, oh yeah, this is controlling my behavior. It's not. It's your subconscious. And like by giving yourself positive affirmations, you are reprogramming your subconscious, basically. So like your subconscious might be thinking, oh, I'm this awful person, like I'm not worthy of anything. So by giving yourself positive affirmations, you're like embedding a new thought pattern onto it. And then because of that, like eventually your subconscious is going to be like, I'm an incredible person, like I'm worthy of love, I'm like really intelligent. And then my behavior is changed because of that. Like I could be more confident, and like I'm just going to attract more things because I believe in myself and I love myself. But it starts with the thoughts that I feed myself. And that links with like just having positive thoughts in general. So when something bad goes wrong or something doesn't work out for you, instead of being like, this is the worst thing ever, blah 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 blah, train yourself to say, what is the good in this? And then like force yourself to see the good in it. And you're teaching your subconscious to look for the good in life. It's like super interesting, this the whole subconscious. I've like found it so fascinating, like the whole subconscious mind, and it's really interesting. And then another thing that you can do is to practice acts of kindness. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but when you've given to someone else or you've helped someone, it feels really good. Like I know when I help someone else, even though like my intention was for them to be happy and to make their lives easier, I walk away feeling so much better and just like so much happier. Giving can really just raise your vibration, and to do something nice to someone else, it's such a good feeling to give to others. So that's definitely a good way to raise your vibration. And then another thing that you can do in order to raise your vibration is to say no to the things you don't want to do. I think like that might come as a surprise to some people, and I mean, I know even for me in the past, it would be so hard for me to say no to things because like I don't want to hurt people's feelings, and like it's always about the other, and like don't want to hurt anyone and don't want to like annoy anyone, because that's the thing, like having boundaries is seen as like, oh, like attacking or whatever. But I feel like I've incorporated so many boundaries into my life and had a lot of like, this is what I want in my life, this is not what I want, this is what serves me, and I feel so much better and happier because of that. Like I'm basically filtering out the things that aren't good for me, and like even just saying to someone like, this is how I expect to be treated, you might think they're going to be like, oh, but like cool for them, and they might even not have that reaction. They might like actually be like, oh, okay, this person's actually important to me, so I'm going to make some efforts to be a better person or better friend or whoever. And just like it feels good to be like, I value myself enough to set boundaries and to actively choose what I'm choosing to surround myself with. So like saying no and actually doing what you want to do and filtering out the things you don't want to do can really raise your vibration. And then the last thing you can do to raise your vibration, there's like tons of others obviously, but the last one I'm going to share with you is to do things that you're passionate about. So to do, even if everyone's like, that's not nice, like that's a silly thing, you should be doing this, blah, 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 blah. Like cool for them, do the thing that you are passionate about. And stick with that, because the thing is when you're in a state of like, the passion just brings about something. Like I don't know if you find, but like when you're doing something passionate, you reach higher levels, like you reach peace and you reach happiness, and because of that you're able to achieve more. But if you're doing the thing that you hate, like okay, go be a doctor, example, and you absolutely hate being a doctor and it's the worst thing ever, you're going to be going to work with the lowest vibration, you're going to hate it, you're going to feel shame and guilt and anger and whatever, and like you'll be giving off this low vibration and continuing to attract things that you don't like. But then if you went and did the risky thing and did the thing you were passionate about, you'd be in a space that's just And like other people, they won't necessarily understand, but like you know the things that you're passionate about. Completely just dedicate yourself to doing those things, and then you can't help but attract positive things because of doing those positive things and like doing the thing that you're passionate about. And you're also just going to put so much more of yourself into it, and it's not necessarily going to feel like work because you're so happy doing it. Like work is usually associated with like things that we don't like, but like your work can be like this thing that you really just enjoy. You jump out of bed every morning, you're like, whoa, like can't wait to start work. Like I feel truly passionate about what I'm doing. And then you can just achieve so much more. So that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button, send some positivity this way. And also hit the subscribe button if you'd like to be notified of all new videos, and then press that bell. And if you'd like to learn more about the law of vibration, so the person who I did a lot of research on was this man named Bob Proctor. I'll put some of his videos in the description box. And then another person who I watched, and she made a video about different high vibrational things that you can do, is this lady called Gem Goddess. I watch a lot of her videos. She is like, I just love her. I think I really enjoy her energy. So I'll include her information in the description box as well. And then next week, of course, like I've alluded in this video, I'll be making a video on the law of attraction. But remember, in order to understand the law of attraction and to make it work for you in the way you want, definitely you need to understand the law of vibration. And you need to know that you have control over your vibration, and yeah, like try get yourself into those higher happy emotions like peace and happiness and enlightenment. And that, like as I say, that doesn't mean you have to be like whoa and like run away all like wildly and crazily and anything like that. It's just like be genuine about it. Like it's not a fake thing, it's you know. But anyway, hope you have an awesome rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.